A $99 tool just out-torqued a $299 Milwaukee. Not in a marketing brochure. In an independent test, on a machine that doesn't care about brand loyalty. And it wasn't a fluke. It happened again, on a bigger tool, with an even bigger price gap. If you've ever stood in a harbor freight aisle and quietly wondered whether the orange and black box next to the Bauer display was actually worth the extra money, the answer might make you angry. Because two of the biggest names in tools have a problem they can't advertise their way out of. Every tradesman on every job site has said the same thing about harbor freight at some point. Cheap plastic, Chinese knockoffs, fine for homeowners, not for real work. That reputation took decades to build, and honestly, it used to be earned. Harbor Freight spent years reinforcing it too, with bargain bin tools that lived up to every joke made about them. But somewhere in the last few years, Harbor Freight built two brands, Hercules and Bauer, that quietly stopped playing by the old rules. Bauer handles the entry-level DIY crowd, tools priced low enough to feel disposable. Hercules was built to do the opposite, to chase the professional buyer directly, spec for spec. And a channel called Torque Test, which exists specifically to catch manufacturers lying about their own spec sheets, put those brands on the exact same rig as Milwaukee and DeWalt. What they found didn't just embarrass a marketing department. It exposed something much bigger about how two publicly traded giants are structured to lose this fight. The numbers came from an independent test, not a press release. Harbor Freight's top-tier Hercules impact wrench delivers a breakaway torque of 1,650 foot-pounds. Milwaukee's comparable high-torque model, the one pros have trusted for a decade, tops out at 1,500. On paper, in the category that actually matters for breaking a rusted lug nut or a seized bolt, the tool that costs a fraction of the price wins. And this wasn't an isolated stunt. On the smaller, more common half-inch impact wrench, Hercules landed at 1,000 foot-pounds of fastening torque, again edging out its Milwaukee equivalent, for roughly $200 less. Even on the tools where Milwaukee still wins outright, the gap has been closing fast. And closing fast is exactly what should worry a company that built its whole identity around being the undisputed top of the market. It's worth saying plainly, the same testers who exposed this gap have also caught cheap brands overstating their numbers before, which is exactly why this particular result carries so much weight. Independent testing culture on platforms like YouTube has quietly become more trusted by working tradesmen than any manufacturer's own spec sheet. And that shift alone has changed who actually gets to decide which brand looks credible. That's the moment this stops being a fun YouTube comparison and starts being a real threat to two of the most recognizable names in the industry. Here's where it gets bigger than torque numbers. Milwaukee isn't an independent company. It's owned by Tektronix Industries, a publicly traded manufacturer that answers to shareholders every single quarter. DeWalt isn't independent either. It belongs to Stanley Black & Decker, a company with a stock ticker, a board, and a very public gross margin target of 35 to 37%. In 2025 alone, Stanley Black & Decker absorbed an estimated $140 million hit from tariffs. Their answer wasn't to cut prices to compete. It was the opposite. They raised prices on tools and outdoor products by high single digits in April, with a second increase already planned for later in the year. Now flip over to Harbor Freight. It's private-owned completely by one man, Eric Schmidt. No shareholders, no quarterly earnings call, no Wall Street margin target forcing a price hike the moment costs rise. Just a company that's been direct sourcing from factories in Taiwan and China since Schmidt was 17 years old, cutting out every layer of markup along the way. That's not a marketing advantage. That's a structural one, and it's very hard to undo. A public company can announce a turnaround plan on an earnings call. It cannot announce its way out of owing quarterly results to shareholders who expect steady margin growth no matter what a private competitor decides to do with its pricing. That single difference in ownership structure explains almost everything else in this story. From how fast each company can react, to how much risk each one can actually afford to take. And it gets worse for the public players, because their own filings admit it. Stanley Black & Decker has publicly named Tektronix Industries, Milwaukee's own parent company, as a direct competitive threat, squeezing its pricing power in the battery tool market. Think about that for a second. One of Milwaukee's biggest rivals is the company that owns DeWalt, and both of them are simultaneously getting undercut by a private discount retailer neither of them can publicly acknowledge as a real threat. Meanwhile, Harbor Freight doesn't need to win a headline war. It just needs its torque numbers to keep showing up in independent tests, one video at a time, chipping away at decades of brand trust that Milwaukee and DeWalt spent a fortune building. And every time that happens, it costs them nothing, while it costs their rivals credibility they can't buy back with an ad campaign. It's a slow bleed instead of a knockout punch, and slow bleeds are exactly what public companies are worst equipped to defend against, because there's no single crisis to point to on an earnings call. There's no press release you can issue that fixes a reputation eroding one YouTube video at a time. And the more these tests circulate, the more that erosion compounds, because every new viewer who sees the numbers for themselves is one less person who takes the premium price tag on faith. If you're the kind of person who wants to actually understand why prices move the way they do in this industry, stick around, because this channel breaks down stories like this every week. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. So when that Milwaukee branded impact wrench costs 3 times as much as the Hercules sitting 2 aisles over at Harbor Freight, you're not necessarily paying for more torque anymore. In some categories, the independent numbers say you're paying less. What you're paying for is a public company's margin target, its tariff exposure, and decades of brand equity that it now has to defend instead of earn. Harbor Freight doesn't have any of those obligations, and that's exactly why its most premium tools keep landing in the same conversation as brands that used to be untouchable. Even the battery ecosystem that once locked professionals into Milwaukee and DeWalt for life is starting to matter less every time an independent test says the cheaper alternative can keep up. And once a professional trusts one Hercules tool enough to buy the battery platform, the switching cost that used to protect Milwaukee and DeWalt disappears completely. That's the real ending here. Not a single tool losing a single test, but an entire loyalty system quietly losing its grip one purchase at a time. The bigger question isn't whether Hercules can beat Milwaukee on a test bench. It's whether professional-grade brands can survive being publicly traded in a market where their biggest threat doesn't have to answer to anyone. If you found this breakdown useful, subscribe for more stories on the corporate strategy behind the tools you actually use.